Hello and welcome to part 10 of the Stock Trading Ninja training series. Now we can mix all of the tools, tips, and tricks we've learned to build and create almost any type of system we want. The key here is that the system meets your style and preferences. If you're not certain what that is, you'll learn it as soon as you integrate this knowledge and begin to watch these patterns unfold on your own charts. As I've said, that empirical knowledge is the foundation of lifelong profitability. You always want to trade in harmony with your style and risk tolerance. So let's consider building your system. When the intuitive aspects of choice meet the rigid framework of the mechanical system, the trader learns selectivity. What does this mean? In all my experimentation over the years, my greatest success has come from a mixture of the intuitive and the mechanical. I have rigid systems in place which evolve the universal trigger, but I consistently use my intuition to find the lowest intrinsic and contextual risk patterns. And now you can do the exact same thing and achieve the same success. Our objective here is to make the system easy to implement, reduce the burden of analysis, eliminate subjectivity which can cause stress and wasted effort, and create a large trade sample. So let's start with some of my favorite strategies. I prefer to use moving average systems, 1 and 2 moving averages, with a preference for 2 moving average systems. Furthermore, I prefer the 3-6-18 system to trade explosive breakouts over or under the 18-period exponential moving average. From there, I consider the larger contextual risk of what the long-term trend is doing to select my trade management model. Here's just an example of a system that just uses an 18-period exponential moving average. I will use these to trade 18 breakouts into the primary trend or couple them with the 3-6 system I mentioned earlier. Let's consider some of the 2 moving average systems that you can use immediately. There is the 6 and 18 as well as the 6 and 50 system. There's an 18 and 50 system which triggers fewer trades, however they are extremely probable, especially with the bounce off the 50-period moving average in the pattern. I also have had success with the 3 and 18, as well as the 3 and 50, whereby I use the 3 as a surrogate for the price. Remember, I generally look for entry patterns that are testing the longest average going into the setup trigger. Here's an example of the 6 and 50 system at work in an AOL short I traded last year. Notice the testing of the 50 exponential moving average in the pattern. Extremely low risk. The fact that it does it twice is even better. A few days earlier in that chart, you can see an explosive 3-6-18 system breakout short in AOL. This is really one of my favorite systems. It consistently produces great winners. Again, keep in mind that you basically want to see 2 systems at work here. The price breakout over or under the 18 and evolution of a universal trigger, and the 3 and 6 EMAs evolving a universal trigger at the same time. This produced a low risk entry and about 4R in potential profit. Given my preference for this system, here are some filters I use to sort these trades. I'll definitely use the strength of trend exponential moving average fan as always. I'll also look for double systems, so 3-6-18 breakouts that coincide with the MACD indicator, either a swing high-low pattern or using the MACD itself as a trend indicator. I'll also use the 50 exponential moving average with this setup, taking longs over that line and shorts under it. You should be getting an idea about how variable and flexible the universal trigger really is. Your trading business can be busy, and you can scale the setups and systems as you prefer, trading as many or few systems and patterns as you prefer. Here's a great way to get started. I call it the anatomy of a system, and it will help you establish systems and begin testing and trading. First, select your indicator or moving average or averages, which will generate the swing high-low patterns. Next, you want to select, or you can use them all, the key price action patterns we learned about in video number 5. After this, you'll want to select filters for your setups from the 2 different varieties. First, context, which is the strength of trend and long-term exponential moving average trends. And second, system filters, which we discussed in part 9, these being multiple systems, exponential moving average support and resistance, combinations, etc. Use this guide to create any system you like. The objective being consistent application. That is what you'll discover works best. In the next segment, we'll briefly look at backtesting and how to properly analyze the historical performance of any given system. Review all of the new material to this point, and when you're ready to proceed, I'll catch you in the next segment.